Welcome to Moonlight Madness, and today I thought I'd do the first sign off the rank for June. I'm doing a bit pre-forward because I've managed to get all my signs out for the month of May. Is for water, sun, moon, and rising. Now, I had a vision last night about this particular card out of the deck of mine that's called the Wild Wisdom of the Fairy Oracle. So I was very drawn to it this morning. It's like my mind went looking for it, and then I pulled it out of the deck. And then I talked about being the light in the darkness to my two boys who were supposed to come visit me today, but I couldn't see them because I was a bit unwell. I went to visit my grandparents yesterday in a nursing home, and in that place I always seem to come away with a stomach bug, so I didn't want to inflict that on my children who have to work to make a living and need to go to university, so I didn't want to burden them with being unwell, so I didn't. So the first card, what I wrote to them is that I wanted to be there. I knew I would probably get sick and miss out on Mother's Day because I've been sick before going up there, but I wanted to be their light in the darkness. You know, when you're going through things and everything is just so hard when you're in a facility, I've been somewhere similar, it makes sense to lift that person's spirit up rather than lifting yourself up. So my first go-to was I want to lift up my grandparents' spirit and give them hope in a dark situation. So the decks I'm using today is Doreen Virtue and Radleigh Valentine, which is the Fairy Tarot cards, Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reid, and the Fairy Oracle, Wild Wisdom of the Fairy Oracle, which I love because of the drawings. I love art and music. And so that's what I'm using today. And the first card I pulled is Life Experience. So what I got here is that this is an Aquarian energy. You may have Aquarius strongly featured in your chart. I know my sun is a Scorpio with an Aquarian moon, and my other sun is a Libran with an Aquarian moon. So we all have Aquarius in our chart, which is quite volatile, catastrophic. We sometimes do things without thinking. Aquarians can be very single-minded, and we tend to call out bullshit when we see it. Today I wasn't actually well, and I did tell my son I can't come down to get these beautiful flowers from him because I didn't want to give that germ to him, but he thought I was lying. I would never lie to him. So that's him being an Aquarian and going, well, stuff you, I'm going to put your flowers in the letterbox, which he did, and the earrings, which he did. And I felt bad for him because he felt rejected. I wasn't rejecting him. I was rejecting him getting unwell because of me. So this could be like a blow up, a fight, an argument, someone feeling sad or less than. It can also represent a move or a major life change. Tower is usually when someone moves house or moves their way of thinking. And crossing that Aquarian card, again, you may, being a water sign, have Aquarius very strong in your chart, is the star card. You may be the star of the show. You may have your own YouTube channel. You may be an actual movie star, but it's talking about healing, looking to natural therapies, looking to hope and optimism, the power of faith to move mountains, happy changes that bring relief from challenging times. You may have taken up a new exercise regime, a new diet or lifestyle change, and those diet and lifestyle changes develop a healthy pattern, a healthy mind, a healthy soul, and then you become a lot more centered and you're not going to be unwell anymore. I've recently just gotten over a long COVID bout, and what I came out of that thinking was I'm going to change my diet, I'm going to change my exercise routine. So I joined a gym, and I'm going to make sure that I'm really, really healthy inside and out so that I won't get sick again. And I've only just gotten over the shot, so my defenses are still a bit low. So I'm going to natural therapies like soups and, immunity boosting soups that have like chicken broth with vegetables, that I was told through a circle I attend with women that the best way to make a soup is from the bones of a chicken with vegetables, and you make a soup out of it. So I've already got the chicken broth. I'm going to make a soup out of that today. And it's also calling in being happy and healthy. And the star card is the Aquarian card, and it's also luck. It's a lucky break. You may have a lucky break coming to you. In the past, you may have been dealing with a Piscean energy. People look at my Pisces as a little bit weird. I've got a Pisces moon in my chart. They're a bit offbeat. They're a bit wacky. They're a bit, people think they're a bit odd because they they walk to a different drum, as you would say. And it's saying, see how he's upside down. He's changing his perspective of how he looks at a situation. Embrace your uniqueness, a temporary pause in action. You may have been called weird as a kid or a bit strange or whatever, but now that you're embracing who you are through a spiritual community, whether it be online, which I've recently joined Radley Valentine's community spiritual group, and I've also joined a spiritual group that is online through Facebook. I'm friends with Alison Dubois, and I also follow Mitchell Coombs, who is also Australia's most trusted psychic medium. So I'm part of a spiritual community. This is talking about doing that if you are a water sign. Now, I've also got in the past, you were looking at old photos, you ran into someone you haven't seen in a very long time. The Six of Cups talks about children or childhood or the return of people or romances from your past, remembering events differently in a better or worse light than how they really occurred. So you might be just reminiscing in the past about if you were separated from people and places and things. You might have been looking at old photographs or going through a storage unit like I recently did and looking at old things that I packed away and I'd forgotten I had. It's really nice to discover these things when you haven't been to visit them for a while, and you discover your lost childhood, your lost innocence, your lost people and places and things because of family breakdowns, etc. Then we have the Three of Wands. This is to plan your next steps with an eye to the long-term future. There are more good things to come and a satisfaction from a job well done. This is sending your boats out to try and find work, and you may hear back from 3 of them and have to choose the right job that suits you. The Three of Spring is to do with picking the right choice, the right job, the right people, the right time. I'm just going to get confirmation on that. I'm just looking up in the book. Giving or receiving assurances of success, seeking out an exciting new adventure, business travel, to have patience while you're working on yourself and pondering your next steps. So you may be doing some sort of online course or going to TAFE. And this is a good card to pull if you're asking about a relationship specifically. It's saying a lover's card. You guys are soulmates, twin flames, true love that is long-lasting, choices made from the heart, and a return to good health. This is a good card to pull if you've been unwell recently from burnout. And a lot of people get burnout if they're very caring. I'm a carer. I do disability support worker. I have been trained in it, and I care for 2 boys and a mum who's her health's not very good. So I check in on her. But I check in on a lot of people. It's just my nature. I'm a community nurse. I'm a pharmacy assistant. So I've dealt with looking at and caring for people all my life. And it's just what I do. And sometimes that can drain you and cause burnout. So in the future, there's an engagement or a marriage. Opposites attracting, seeking emotional support from others, excellent health. Romance and deeply felt relationships for everyone. This card indicates that you're about to enter into a significant relationship in your life. If you're already in one, this card signals the positive changes are possible at this time and should be pursued. The kind of romance that comes from this card is powerful and often has a past life connection. This card can also refer to the need to make an important decision, whether related to relationship issues or not. It's sure to have a great emotional impact. This isn't an intellectual choice. This just has to be made with the heart. You may have 2 choices between an older person and a younger person. And it's talking about you might not know what to do, but you'll follow the right actions to take. And the military pilot on there represents devotion and courage to take the choice, the chance to enter into a relationship with no guarantees. They could be from another country, city, place, or province. I'm getting overseas. You are separated by distance. It's a long distance relationship. And you are separated from this person who may also have Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer in their chart. This is a card of deep pain, deep separation. You may have recently gone through a divorce or a messy custody battle, or you've gone through a separation from a past love, and you're still heartbroken from that. The Nine of Cups is the wish card. This is the manifestation card. I love this card. If you want to manifest anything right now, write it down on a white piece of paper and put it somewhere where no one else will see it in a glass jar. What your hopes and wishes are, and the law of attraction will bring it into you magically. You may have cast a spell on a full moon recently. We had a solar eclipse and then we had a lunar eclipse. So the last lunar eclipse may have been something magical. You may have wished for something, made a wish on someone's birthday, I know I did on my mum's birthday. She used my candles to make her wish, and I used those same candles to make my wish on my birthday. So I think we've both made the wish for each other, which is somehow drawing in what each other wants in their life. Magical candles. And the candles were all colours of the rainbow. I made sure I had different colours, pinks and greens and silver and gold, and all the colours that I needed to draw in the wish for her, because I wanted her to share in my wish, which was for her to be happy, and she wants me to be happy and my children to be happy. So this is just a wish that we both had together. It's a fairy godmother energy. You've got a fairy godmother around you that's looking over you, that may have passed from this earth. She's your biggest supporter, and she's with you every day. I used to take flowers up to the grave every Sunday for my grandmother who passed when she was only 52. And she passed with cancer, with leukemia. And she's a Scorpion, so I really like Scorpion women because I've got Scorpion in my chart as well. My son's a Scorpion, and they're very traditional people, and they are all about pageantry, just like the Prince William and King Charles's beautiful relationship they have, both water signs, by the way. That pageantry and traditional viewpoints is something I admire. I admire things like marriage. I admire things like people that stay together and last the test of time, even though they've got their differences. And that's a true nod to King Charles, who's very, very happy with Camilla. And yes, I'm sad that Diana left the earth. They would have been soulmates, but there was the three triangulation there. It's a sad situation. But, I think Diana loved Charles and respected him. There was that level of respect that I thought was a very good attribute that she still maintained, even though she had her issues with the royal family. She respected Charles as the father, and he respected her as the mother. And that's what water signs do. We're traditional. I'm very traditional. I respect my ex-partner who I've had kids with, and I love my children, and we, once upon a time, were able to be friends. And I moved to a different state so I could be there so my kids could have both parents in the same state to happily co-parent our children who really wanted their dad in their lives. I sacrificed what I wanted so my kids could have both sets of parents, because I never had that decision. That decision was taken from me at a very young age, and I'm really sad I missed out on having a parent around, a father around. So yeah, daddy issues. So we've got here the 6th of winter. Now this is talking about a trip, a holiday. You may, as I said, be separated by time and space in another country, another state, and you may choose to go visit this person, whether it be a family person like a parent, or it could be a person you're interested in, like a lover and you love. But you're going to find a way to meet up and have a first date, even if it's across the internet, or if it's because you both are readers, which I'm getting that I'm a reader. This feels like a personal read. I think this is for someone who's also a reader online. We've got the Hermit. You may have Virgo in your chart. Strongly placed. I know I have Virgo in my chart. So you may want to be a mentor to other people. You may feel unwell at the moment and taking a break from society due to spiritual growth. I tend to be an overachiever and overdoer. My mother is the same. We push hard and then we get tired and burn out and we have to take a step back. Even if we start feeling a little bit well, we overdo it and then we get unwell again. So you've got to kind of pace yourself. It's telling you to pace yourself, and maybe looking to a spiritual church or attending places that have people that have like-minded views like you do is very good for you. A commitment to your spiritual growth, yeah. 3 of Swords. 3 of Swords is to do with the separation, like I told you before. You're separated by time and space from a person who could be a fellow water sign. Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. And they're younger than you. They may be a younger star sign than you. And that's all I have for you today. I hope that helps someone out there. Be the light in the darkness. And it's called Keeper of Secrets. So we've got 14. Light in the darkness, which I dreamt about last night, and I pulled it out this morning in this reading, is ancestors, ancestral line, generational shift. Listen to your elders. Find a playful, wise elder from whom you can learn. Seek out relatives and ancestor wisdom. Search through your family tree for evidence of the magics within you. They are there. Old wise ones have messages for you, and you can learn much from them. Allow them to pass on their wisdom to you so a living tradition continues. Understand that you come from a long line of wise ones and connect with those elders. A chance encounter with an older person gives you much to think about. You will learn a great deal at this time if you connect with older people. Do not be afraid of growing older. You will never die. Your light will be passed on, and your soul spark will return to source, to starfire, to be renewed again as you agree to. Keeper of Secrets is my card for Scorpio, which is why I dreamt about it last night. I was told to do Scorpio reading. This is number 37, which results in a one, a beginning. So it's a beginning of a relationship with someone who is Scorpio energy, specifically. 37. Okay, we've got Keeper of Secrets, discernment. Deciding who to share your own experiences and thoughts with. You are learning to treat something carefully and with wisdom. For when you squander your own precious thoughts upon those you know cannot understand, you are allowing your own precious magic to be diminished and diluted. You are learning who to trust with deeper, more sacred moments in your life and your magics, and who to stay quiet with. Learning the value of hard-won crafting as opposed to the fiery genius of initial ideas, and enjoying the process of the in-between times without talking too much about them. Observing the 90-10 rule. Do 90%, speak 10. This way your dreams and magics will live and breathe in life today. Indeed, be steady and quietly strong in the course of your love rather than impulsive and wasting your magics. So much of this magic is made by turning up and crafting something simply by doing the work, and it's hard to convince people of that if it doesn't make the magic any less for it. So you have to be careful who you share your knowledge with. And I know in my family we've got a long line of seers, and I call them warlocks. You can look at it in a different way, but I know my uncle's very, very spiritual. And my great uncle was very spiritual because he was also a Scorpion. I think this gift is an inherited gift that I have, and it comes down from a long line of ancestral magics that we've been born into. We all pick up on each other's energy. We all sense things with each other. And that's sometimes an inherited gene pool. And that's all I have for you for June, for the water signs, sun, moon, and rising, for Moonlight Madness.